I have a couple of people who've been trying to get Christmas presents for me who have no clue what I want, and obviously my parents, they got me the gaming thing, and I got a desk for the living room and a big fruit bowl for my aunt and uncle, because I was like, I need all of these cool appliances and maybe a fruit bowl, and they were like, okay, we'll get you a fruit bowl. So there's a fruit bowl now, which is great, but the fruit bowl isn't the exciting thing. The exciting thing is that my sister decided to get me a plant. Look at that. Listen to the rust of the leaves. I hope you can hear that. The rust of the leaves against the microphone. And I had a friend of mine who's a big tabletop gamer, and he got me, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a Skaven hiding there. A little silver boy. It's a rattling gunner. Skaven kill man things. Fight, steal a kill. It's hard to hold it still, I'm sorry, but yeah, there they are. There's two Skaven there. I'm trying to hold it so you can see them side on. But yeah, they're hiding in the pot plant so they can gun down my enemies as they approach. If they decide to come into the apartment when I'm not here, they can be murdered by my rattling gunners. So the other thing was, and this is not something new before you say anything about the to get the structural integrity, let's say, of these, but I asked my dad if I could bring back the Dune books, because my dad has a collection. Oh, it's backwards. Well, you know what? I'm not fixing that. I'm not going to fix that. But yeah, there's Frank Herbert's Dune. There's the first book. It's got a Fremen on the front. It's got I think that's an ornithopter in the distance there. You can see. So if you've seen the Dune movie, this is what the Dune movie used to look like in people's imaginations. And so that's the first book, which I'll show you that in a second. Actually, is there something on the back? Oh yeah, there's a crawler on the back too. Look at that. There's a big sand crawler sucking up a spice harvester, sucking up the spice with an ornithopter, watching out for spice worms. And then you tell me Magus to be facing left this whole time? No, never. I wouldn't do such a thing. It's not like I've turned my camera the opposite direction so that it looks like I'm actually looking at the chat when I am looking at the chat, and I'm looking at the game when I'm looking at the game. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy pants. And here's the second book, which has a bunch of Fremen. There's Doom Messiah. I'm sure you can read that backwards. And they're getting ready to do a jihad. It's going to be great. And there's Paul in the back there because he's a big jihad man. And I don't know what these are called, but they've got their little UFO discs that they ride around on apparently now. I don't know why that's a thing, but that's a thing in the books, I guess. And then the third book, you've got these characters who I won't spoil anything about, but they're the children of Dune. They're apparently very important to the future books. I wouldn't know because I've only read the first 4 books, which means that I do know. If anybody's read the 4th book, you know that by God does Leto 2 matter to the 4th book. I should really change it to just chatting. Just do a just chatting stream. That's what Megas Mondays usually turns into, just me talking about dumb shit. But as you can see, the width of the books, right? They're in order from, I guess, it's left to right. That's correct. The first book is by far the biggest. The second book is like a third of the size of the first book. And the last book is about twice the size of the middle book. And eagle-eyed viewers will spot that it is actually called Part 1, 2, and 3 of the Dune trilogy, it says up there. So this was back in the good old days when there were only 3 books, and that was it. That was just how it was. You had 3 Dune books and you liked it, and you didn't think about what would happen after Leto did some weird sandworm shit, little baby sandworm shit, and became an abomination of God. Far worse than Alia. Anyway, go read the Dune books. If you like the movie, or even if you're interested in the movie, go read the books. They're great. And I'm doing my best not to just spoil them and also to put off potentially losing this match. But yeah, do that. Imagine writing a series and wrapping up a story instead of leaving it forever open-ended. Well, what happened? Here we go. Now, this is something I can teach you guys. So what happened is that Frank Herbert, he actually wanted to write 9 books. And he died, I believe, after writing the 7th book. And so his children decided they would write the 8th and 9th books, and they were terrible. Like, there's these sort of how do I even put this? There's like a hierarchy of people that are diehard fans of the Dune series, because there are, like, most people agree that the quality of the writing dipped considerably when Frank Herbert stopped actually writing the books. Even though what happens in 8 and 9 is what Frank had, like, I should call him Herbert, what Herbert had, like, planned on writing, it's clearly not got the same pizzazz as you would expect from the series. And then there's a further, diehard court of fans, and I'm included in this, who think that, like, you should really only read either the first 3 books, because it's the Dune trilogy that was, like, originally planned by him, or I would say the first 4 books. I think that the 4th book puts a really good cap on the original trilogy. There are other fans who believe that you should only read the first book and nothing else, because everything after that is trash. I think that the 2nd and 3rd books, and the 4th, of course, are like an example of the author trying to put to paper a lot of the ideas that he had in the first 3 books that weren't, like, solidified, I guess. But that's up to your own opinion. If you read Dune, whatever books you've read, however many of the 9 books you've read, I'm sure that's fine. It's your own thing.